You may be inside a dark opening that is inside a dark opening that is inside a dark opening. All that is in presence would be able to be dark openings right down. It turns out dark openings are a lot stranger than you think, and they break the universe considerably more than is normally made sense of, obliterating time and space, and they may really make limitless universes simultaneously. Yet, before we can get to that, we should first build a dark opening out of air. Everything can turn into a dark opening if you crush it to a basic breaking point. You'd have to crush Earth down to the size of a coin for it to transform into a dark opening. The sun should be crushed down to the size of a little city to turn into a dark opening. Furthermore, on the off chance that a ton of mass is gathered in a truly minuscule space, you get something very thick. This is normally the way in which dark openings are made sense of. Stuff turns out to be really thick and implodes into a dark opening. However, you don't need any ultra-thick stuff to make them. We're overlooking some mathematics here, but all you really need to know is a certain thing: the larger dark openings get, the less thick they are. So, really huge dark openings are somewhat flimsy. A sun-mass dark opening is something like 6 kilometers wide and has a thickness of around 1 Himalayan range per cubic meter. The supermassive dark opening at the center of the Milky Way has a mass of 4 million suns, a diameter of 24 million kilometers, and a thickness of 6 blue whales for each cubic meter. The ultramassive dark opening IRAS 20100-4156 has a mass of 3.8 billion suns and is as wide as a planetary group. But because it's so huge, it is just as thick as air. This implies, from a certain point of view, that if you take a colossal inflatable and fill it with undecillions of lots of air, the second it gets to the size of a nearby planetary group, an event horizon out of nowhere forms and it transforms into a supermassive dark opening, without violence or crushing. So now how about we imagine greater possibilities? What is it that we want to make a dark opening the size of the universe? A universe-sized dark opening. The lump of the universe that we can see from Earth is a circle with a radius of 45 billion light-years, loaded up with many billions of universes, heaps of gas, and a pack of different things. Assuming you add them up, it has the mass of around 1 billion suns. Which sounds a lot, but by and large, the universe isn't exceptionally thick. Assuming we break down all the systems, stars, gas, and energy, and spread them similarly inside the volume of the universe, we get a typical thickness of around 5 hydrogen atoms per cubic meter. You can envision this as the kind of ultra-thin, inestimable air that makes up the universe. What might occur on the off chance that we take an inflatable as large as the discernible universe and fill it with vast air? Indeed, it just so happens, all the mass in the detectable universe is all that anyone could need to make a dark opening. All things considered, it's enough to make a dark opening multiple times bigger than the recognizable universe. Yet, that must mean a certain something: we should be living somewhere inside a really gigantic, enormous-sized dark opening. However, there is one trick. We know that our universe is growing, and an extending universe isn't what you'd hope to check if you were inside a dark opening. So, our universe can't be a dark opening, at least not in the gullible manner we've just described. But there is a wild and mind-bending stunt the universe could play on us. To figure out how about we jump into a dark opening and pass on? An entire universe born inside a dark opening. We generally envision dark openings as circles with a peculiarity at their center, where all their mass is thought so much that our mathematics separates. However, this is an untruth. They are so much more unusual. From the outside, a dark opening seems to be an ordinary dark circle. Yet, within is where things stop making sense. Dark openings twist the universe so much that, at the event horizon, reality switch their jobs. Inside an ordinary circle, space is limited, but time continues forever. In any case, inside a dark opening, it's the opposite way around: space continues perpetually, but time is limited. So, when inside, you see an endless universe with no center. The math is too complicated, so we're simplifying. However, fundamentally, you could walk forever in one direction or the other and arrive at the same spot once more. However, not just that. Inside a dark opening, time is limited, and it's now running out. So, eventually, you start to see that space itself is slowly changing. In one direction, space is being extended, while in all remaining directions, space is contracting, the entire universe is being pressed, kind of transforming into falling spaghetti. At some point or another, the entire dark opening universe implodes into itself. All of space, every single piece of it, is transforming into a peculiarity. So the peculiarity of a dark opening isn't at its center or in any direction at all. It's from here on out of whatever falls inside. We made an entire video about this to find out more. So the peculiarity isn't where you can go, an event in time occurs. When it works out, you and all the other things that fell inside the dark opening will be savagely squashed into a limitlessly small region with endless gravity and boundless energy. Time, space, none of it matters any longer, both sort of quit existing in ways that we would recognize. And then? Is this the end? All things considered, perhaps not. This breakdown of the dark opening universe into a peculiarity seems like one of the scenarios for the finish of our universe, the Big Crunch, where long after the Big Bang, the entire universe falls into a peculiarity once more. Yet, if there is a big crunch, there may be a big bounce, like an elastic ball that you've crushed too much and that suddenly bounces back, space could grow once more. So a new universe could be born inside a dark opening. The interesting thing about this situation is that nothing has changed in the smallest outside the dark opening. Watching from an outside perspective, it's still a dark circle of nothingness. What's more, however, within, another universe has been conceived. So perhaps our universe was born like this, and we are inside a dark opening. Yet, if our universe can also create dark openings, they could give birth to new universes. Is our dark opening universe also part of a universe further up, that is also a dark opening inside another universe? Is there a finish to it? Is there one original universe? Is the universe dark openings inside dark openings inside dark openings? Endless dark opening universes. If the universe creates dark openings that make universes, that then, in turn, make new dark openings that create new universes, this vast self-propagation would be dependent on natural selection. A Big Bang is a turbulent and messy event, so it's possible that the new daughter universes wouldn't necessarily be completely indistinguishable from their mothers. Sometimes physical science might be slightly different, with certain major qualities altering. Thus, some universes could potentially make heaps of stars, planets, and dark openings. Others might not, perhaps making a uniform enormous soup where no stars, planets, and dark openings form. In any case, assuming that all universes are born inside dark openings, over time, all universe lines that don't make heaps of dark openings would cease to exist. The universes with the conditions for heaps of dark openings would become the most prevalent and produce the most daughter universes. Natural selection, in any case, with universes rather than organisms. Our detectable universe alone has made at least 1, 0, 17, 10, 17 dark openings up to this point. So perhaps our universe has the physical science and regulations it has because it was born after a long cycle of cosmological selection that favored the development of lots of dark openings. What's more, that would make a beautiful side note. If universes are optimized to make as many new dark opening universes as possible, they're also optimized to create heaps of systems and stars. Furthermore, along these lines, also, unintentionally, the conditions for life to arise. So, universes that are excellent at making new universes are also excellent at making life. If this situation is true, who can say how many bazillions of dark opening universes may be out there, all with stars and planets, possibly home to others like us? So, is our universe like this? The truth is we don't know. While these thoughts depend on genuine science and work on paper, they're theoretical and not testable. Moreover, cyclic universes don't really explain why the universe exists in any case or why it is how it is. Rather than providing answers, these are simply new questions in disguise. So, remember that before getting too excited. However, isn't it simply magnificent and inspiring that in a universe where ideas as large as this one are even conceivable, there may be so much life? What's more, if new universes are made continually, perhaps life will continue for eternity.